Well, questioning and now exposing Arvind Kejriwal's hypocrisy, his government's hypocrisy in the matter is a very prominent RTI activist, Dev Ashish Bhattacharya. He's on the top right of your screen. That empty chair is for the Aam Aadmi Party, which, following our questions on its position on Khap Panchayats, has continued to boycott the channel. We have asked them questions after that on documents which prove that Arvind Kejriwal wanted 2 mega bungalows with huge lawns, documents to prove it. He makes comments on the media. He has no facts to respond, it seems. And now we are asking Arvind Kejriwal why he wants to stonewall an RTI activist who wants to know his details of his expenditure. Not only does he not respond, he attacks the media for publishing these stories. And he says that the Aam Aadmi Party will boycott channels like Times Now, which ask these very legitimate questions. Frankly, it's a very worrying situation as far as the Aam Aadmi Party's response to democratic scrutiny is concerned. But maybe they like one-way debate. Arun Bhatia has been backing the Aam Aadmi Party. I don't know whether he will on this one. Pinky Anand of the BJP. R Kesavan of the Congress, he's the national spokesperson, and I'd like to first go to Arti Jairath. Arti, you've been an avowed supporter of the Aam Aadmi Party in the run-up to this election. Now, when the Aam Aadmi Party
but
takes...
I'm not a spokesperson for them, or not.
I know, I'm fully aware of that. But you were a supporter of the Aam Aadmi Party before the election, as I said. But
I was giving my independent analysis as an independent
No, I have never
journalist,
doubted your independence. But what I'm saying is, among others, you were enthusiastic about the emergence, among several other people, enthusiastic about the emergence of the Aam Aadmi Party for India's democratic process. And part of that was that here would be a government that would bring in transparency.
Absolutely.
Dev Ashish Bhattacharya is with us on the channel. He says, I want to know how much money did you spend on that mega swearing-in ceremony? And his answer, stonewalled, is circulated among 22 departments. And he still hasn't got an answer. Arti, is this what you expected?
Yeah. Well, no. I think it would have been much better if the government had sent the answer as soon as possible, preferably within 10-15 days. But Arnab, I don't think that Arvind Kejriwal has anything to hide on this. I mean, I don't think Arvind Kejriwal has made money off it. I don't think that swearing-in ceremony cost, that kind of mega bucks that he should want to be ashamed or want to hide it from anybody.
The question is...
I think what's happening in the Delhi government is probably just bureaucratic delays.
Come on, Arti, this is exactly the kind of bureaucratic delay, sarkari machinery delay, which Arvind Kejriwal has very strongly always described as something which has political motives behind it. And when the same question is put to him, then you are being rather indulgent with him.
And therefore
he was not indulgent with others, was he? And Dev Ashish Bhattacharya raised his hand.
And therefore he should address
bureaucratic delay.
He should address this issue as soon as possible.
Yeah, no. Well, he should. Obviously he should, without getting all worked up about it. Yes, Dev Ashish.
Arnab, in fact, today I am sad because the co-script writer of the RTI, who is heading the government of Delhi, his government has stonewalled my basic queries. My first query, which I raised on 2nd of January, was I just wanted the copies of the file notings which ultimately led to the decisions on the power and electricity and water, because the decisions are already taken, and I just wanted to get the file notings, copies.
Why do you want the file notings? Why do you want the file notings? Because
the reason is this, that I wanted to know that how many bureaucrats have given what kind of advice to the Honorable CM. Because that is very important to know, that whether the bureaucratic system was at all supporting these two major popular
and why do you want to know, Devashish, why do you want to know how much money Arvind Kejriwal spent on his swearing-in ceremony? What is the relevance of that question?
No, it is It is not a matter of his swearing-in ceremony.
Then?
In fact, the swearing-in ceremony which could have happened at Raj Bhavan,
Yes.
I think the expenditure would not have gone more than 60,000 rupees. But the same swearing-in ceremony which has happened at Ramlila Maidan without any valid reasons have perhaps cost the public exchequer to near about 3 to 4 or minimum 5 crore of rupees. So, and my few other queries are also there.
No, one minute.
That how much expenses
one second. So Arun Bhatia, is there anything? Arun Bhatia, is there anything wrong with what Dev Ashish Bhattacharya is asking? You're a AAP supporter. Should he have got the replies by now instead of being stonewalled in the manner that he has been?
Yeah, I agree that the reply should have come. The questions are simple. They are documented and factual. The reply should have come 100%. I agree with that. Only thing I'm not ready to say now is that Kejriwal is deliberately not replying. He's deliberately been corrupt. I don't.
No, one second. There's one minute. Those comments are being made by nobody. So let's not get rhetorical. But what he puts out in a press release, which is those comments, nobody's saying
I'm not getting rhetorical. That's a very
Arun,
important
Mr. Bhatia, I have this press release, okay? And this press release is the most Sarkari sounding press release of the kind that Arvind Kejriwal would have laughed at. Now, what he says here is that why haven't you given the information? There are separate principal information officers for the offices of Chief Secretary and the CMO. Now, this RTI query is filed with the PIO of the Chief Secretary's office. Is that not part of the Delhi government? Isn't the Delhi government an Aam Aadmi Party government? No. So the question is not about Arvind Kejriwal personally, because you can make it a superficial political issue, but that of the Delhi government.
I know.
Can the Aam Aadmi Party wash its hands off this when an RTI application has been filed with the office of the Chief Secretary?
Yes. Okay. I agree that the response should have come. It is the duty of the government.
No, so the response should have come, and you agree. You agree. Would you agree? No. 1 minute. Arvind Kejriwal
or hiding facts. See, not at this stage.
No.
Maybe tomorrow, but not today.
1 minute. Arvind Kejriwal, if I am not mistaken, used to laugh at these government processes. You know, his standard stock speech would say, "Ek file goes through so many layers, and people never get the truth." Remember, he used to make these speeches. Aarti will remember that one file goes from here to the other, here to the other, here to the other, and he used to make fun of it. Now,
true.
Now, look at what he writes here. Let's get R Kesavan.
He may not have been able to put that right. He may not have been able to reform his office. I'm just saying, don't have implications saying that this is unethical or untruthful.
This reply has been put out by his government, and Arvind Kejriwal is the Chief Minister. He's fully aware of it. He's defending the Chief Minister.
Sure.
And it says the news story appears with the intention of unnecessarily dragging the Chief Minister's name and tries to make it look like journalists don't know processes. Now, Mr. Kesavan, the press release says the government wants to set the record straight and makes it clear that as per the provisions of the RTI Act, every office which falls under the definition of public authority is required to appoint a principal public information officer, and it is the duty of this officer to furnish the necessary information and required information to the applicant. One sentence, the longest ever Sarkari sentence I heard. Now, you buy this sentence here. Does this sound like an Arvind Kejriwal kind of sentence or some different man replying now?
I think it's really sad, Arnab, because they say you campaign in poetry but you govern in prose. I think these people are realizing that they promise more they can perform, and as well as they can probably bitten more they can chew. I think the sad part here is, if you see the Freedom of Information Act brought in by the BJP in 2002, which was replaced by the RTI in 2005 by the UPA, one of the most fundamental clauses was the previous avatar, the exemptions for disappropriate diversion of resources of public authority was a big thing. There were too many exemptions in the Freedom of Information Act. The RTI very clearly prevented that. And here the questions asked by Bhattacharya is very clearly pointing towards that. The expenses incurred during the swearing in, the expenses incurred in furnishing the bungalow. Or a larger point, I just want to make this point, Arnab. You've seen these people, it's hardly surprising because they have a pattern of flip-flops. Initially, when they started off a month ago, you thought they were a bundle of contradictions. When the same problem with the House happened, when they said he'll take it, then he he said no. Then the Janta Darbar happened, they said they do it, then no. Then there was a famous statement by Prashant Bhushan on Kashmir, immediately contradicted in the same day by Mr. Kejriwal. You probably thought these people are, inexperienced, they're probably
that was the initial
in administration and now, but the problem now, Arnab, what you think is, it's not a bundle of contradiction, it's becoming a fountainhead of hypocrisy. That is the issue here, because if you, right from what happened with Somnath Bharati, whenever they have an issue, today they attack the media, I just want to raise a point.
Yeah.
Whenever they have a problem, when it comes to lack of governance, they have this red herring, they indulge in theatrics, they indulge in histrionics, and they distract, divert, deviate, deflect, and from the main issue. And what happens is, first they do it by a dharna, or they make unfounded statements. Today they attack the media again. My question is simple here. They have become a party of the Khas Admi instead of the Aam Admi. And I think when they said that if there is no malified intent for Mr. Kejriwal not to reply to this and giving a very perfunctory answer like this, then probably it's nonchalance and indifference. Probably they should be called the Ahankar Admi party. My point for consideration here is this. I think these people Mr. Kejriwal and his party have selective amnesia when it comes to adhering to norms, traditions and the canons of law. The people of Delhi are watching, this will not go unheeded. And the people of Delhi repose faith in them, and they've failed them miserably and they've been exposed.
And a senior Aam Admi Party leader says to our Times Now reporter recently that we want an apology from Times Now for misconstruing our position on Khap Panchayats. Now, I reiterate tonight our position on Khap Panchayats. We ask here today, are the Khap Panchayats legal or are Gram Panchayats legal? If they are illegal, can they play any role in dispute redressal? Obviously, they cannot. And I continue to ask this question, it's a legitimate question. But you don't want to answer that. On the other hand, you call our reporter and you say, we will first apologize on that. Why on earth should we apologize for asking whether Khap Panchayats are legal or illegal? If you don't have the courage to call Khap Panchayats illegal in every sense of the word and are competing politically with Mr. Huda in Haryana, and that's why you take that kind of an illogical position against vis-a-vis India's Taliban, you should be explaining to the people of this country, not the media. Now the question here is, Aarti Jairath is still indulgent, I would say, and Mr. Arun Bhatia is completely supportive. My question to Pinky Anand is this. As far as I understand...
No, not completely supportive. You're not... No. You're
changing your position.
You are interpreting wrongly. I've said it is wrong. The reply should have come. I've also said the facts are simple. The reply should have come. I've said all that. I'm saying let's not jump to the conclusion that he is unethical and untruthful or trying to hide something.
I'm saying today...
Arnab, for all you know,
can I respond, Arnab?
Your show today, you
might just say anything.
Mr. Bhattacharya will get
Completely supportive.
So my question is, Pinky Anand, is it the duty of the public information officer to furnish necessary information? And if it is, tell me, does that information have to be circulated among 22 different departments? In a manner such as this?
Departments, if you notice,
yes?
Arnab, if you notice which departments it went to was Delhi Metro Rail Corporation, it went to the fire service station, what I was reading, and one of the Delhi shelter homes or something.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm unable to understand where this entire transparency and answering to the public and being totally open and nothing hidden behind has gone after Mr. Kejriwal has taken on the oath of being the Chief Minister of Delhi. A simple question asking about his much promised manifestos of electricity and water reduction, the other two of expenses, which he says everything is accounted for. In fact, in every debate, Mr. Kejriwal and the AAP party are always advocating that other parties are not doing the needful. So in this situation, I don't know what the difficulty might be in Mr. Kejriwal not responding or giving a proper response to Dev Ashish Bhattacharya, and equally active RTI as him
and in
to
fact,
respond to the answers of the note sheets and not having the Chief Secretary respond to it where the request had gone and rotating it around 22 departments, the typical bureaucratic figure 8 that happens, not disclosing the expenses that are being asked.
Yeah.
I mean, the simple inference is there is something to hide.
No, even if there's nothing to hide, you see, the manufacturing of facts is a real problem. Now, Arvind Kejriwal likes to manufacture and trivialize facts. I can also say, and I'll tell you why I'm saying today Arvind Kejriwal manufactures and trivializes facts. We ask a question, show a piece of paper and say, Mr. Kejriwal, this paper proves that you wanted 2 specific 5-bedroom bungalows with huge lawns next to each other in a specific locality, specific bungalows, not any other. You said you were offered these and you said no to them. Papers prove you asked for these. Now, Arvind Kejriwal goes on a stage and he says people are now beginning to ask when I bought this new sweater. I want to know from Mr. Kejriwal which media organization in the world asked him where he bought his sweater from. And if he thinks this kind of trivialization is going to get him a little bit of applause, then Arvind Kejriwal should ask himself at what cost is he manufacturing facts. I'm asking Arvind Kejriwal today, who asked you where you bought your sweater from? We asked you, did you or did you not ask for 2 specific bungalows? Because we have papers to prove it. Now prove us wrong. Now we are asking the questions why. You see, trivialization.
I think Mr. Kejriwal doesn't really want to respond because the answer is apparently where you have the records to show that it was their application or his application which ultimately brought around 2 apartments of major sizes being allotted. And when Mr. Kejriwal, if you know, across the media, and all of you were at that time going along with the statements to say, I don't want a big bungalow, I don't want a big place to stay in. I
am telling Mr. Kejriwal Mr. Kejriwal likes to talk about rules. Arun Bhatia, I'll tell you the rules. The release claims it is made absolutely clear, and I want you to answer, you've been in government. The release says it is being made absolutely clear to remove all doubts and misgivings that the PIO does not require any permission from any authority whatsoever for providing information under the RTI Act. In other words, he didn't give the information and Arvind Kejriwal puts the PIO in front, says, listen, look here, Mr. Dev Ashish Bhattacharya, I didn't have anything to do with not giving you the information. My question is, Arun Bhatia, 1 minute, I'm coming to you, Mr. Bhattacharya. Why is the information not being released? You note the applications were on January 2nd and 4th. It's been over a month now. The RTI Act of 2005 says, Arun Bhatia, that the Central Public Information Officer or the State Information Officer, as the case may be, on the receipt of a request under Section 6 shall, as expeditiously as possible, within 30 days of the request, provide the information as may be prescribed or reject the request. 30 days was the period of time. He promised this. He used to ridicule people who did not respond. Now you tell me, Arun Bhatia, when we ask him the questions, the media becomes bad. You tell me.
No, who says the media is bad?
Naturally,
I don't say the media is bad.
Arvind Kejriwal is in the habit of hating the media who ask him the questions.
Yeah, but I mean, this type of bit of heat is generated. Nobody is saying the media is bad. The media is good, and I will say this channel is doing an excellent job. Now,
thank you.
Having said that, all I want to say is yes, yes, yes. You don't have to read out the rules and sections. But I'm going a step further and saying, don't point a finger at his ethics.
But nobody is pointing a finger at his ethics. One is question.
He had to hide something.
Pinky, is this a question? No, 1 second. Don't make it a morality issue. No, don't make it a morality. Pinky is responding. It's not. Nobody's questioning his ethics.
No. The implication is there.
I am saying today, Arvind Kejriwal, don't stand up and ask people.
I don't like that.
Don't stand up and ask people. I am saying today, Mr. Bhatia, I am saying, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Mr. Bhatia, let's be honest. I am not asking Arvind Kejriwal where you bought your sweater from. We know our journalism. We don't ask a chief minister where you bought your sweater from, and you are lying if you say we asked those questions.
What are we
asking him, we have papers to prove that you did something, you said something else.
Yes.
That's all.
Another, can I just help you along the way on this question?
But it's a trivial issue. One house.
When you're very good and when you're bad, you're very bad.
Don't exaggerate that.
That is what Mr. Kejriwal's response to the media is. While the media was going along, it was very good, but now that the media is asking some questions, so therefore media is bad. It just depends on which side of the fence Mr. Kejriwal is standing as far as his responses are concerned. Why doesn't he answer the question? If he is not asked, he can say he's not asked.
Dev Ashish.
If he is asked, why is he running shy of the answers?
Arnab, see, the piece of the paper which your channel has got, from its sources, that piece of paper was supposed to be given to me in response of the RTI query. Because my 5th query clearly says that kindly provide the earmarked government accommodations being chosen for the present Chief Minister and his cabinet ministers. Is their written consent is obtained on record for this purpose? If yes, then please provide the copies of the same also. So now, see, Arnab, you ran a story yesterday or day before yesterday on a letter which you have obtained through your sources.
Well,
But
you know
fact,
something, we have our sources.
Given to me.
No, we have our sources,
right
and thankfully, Devashish, I'll come back to this.
So now the issue is this.
Thankfully,
so now the issue and secondly,
Devashish, let me come back to this. I have to take a break. Devashish, I have to take a break. I'll come back to this. I'll only tell you this. The same journalism, the same papers, the same documents. When we put them out asking the Congress and the BJP questions, Arvind Kejriwal gave us a standing applause. He used to say, this is fantastic journalism, right? Today we ask him the questions and what do we get? An empty chair. I put that question to you tonight. Should a political party respond with an empty chair? Back in a few minutes.